What is up, you guys? It's Jessie, finally back after a long time. Back and better than ever though, so let's go. For those of you who've been here before, welcome back. For those that are here for the first time, my name is Genesis Ventura, or DMS, but you can call me Jessie. So that's Jessie with the G, drop the E. So today is not really a planned video. I don't even have notes with me. You can see I have like a new backdrop thing. I kind of moved into a new space, so this is what it is for now. But today's video isn't something that I had, it's not something like that I planned and wrote notes on and did research on. This is based on my own experience. Scam likely calling me, that's crazy. But yeah, this isn't something that, I mean, it's gonna be, I don't even know how to talk. I don't know how to talk. That's crazy. That's crazy. The subject of this video is kind of based on my own experience, not something that I read up on. It's not something that I can just guess on. Like, this is something that personally has happened to me. And one of my goals for this channel when I created it was to not be like those channels that like pretend that everything is all rainbows and sunshine, which, don't get me wrong, the sonography career field is very rewarding. And if you're very passionate about the job, then it's the right fit for you. But like any job, there are gonna be times that you're gonna be like, why the heck am I here? This is happening. I don't know why I didn't prepare for this. And that's completely normal. But I'm not gonna be the one to sugarcoat it and be like, oh no, that's fine. You're just gonna be, I don't know. I'm just not that type of person. Like, I like to be real on my channel. Let's be real. So what I wanted to touch on, which happens at all jobs, but mainly I want to focus on this job because that's what this channel is about. Sonographer burnout. Okay, work burnout in general, if you've ever felt it before, it's very, very exhausting and it's very difficult to bounce back from. And I never thought that it would happen to me so early in the field. I'm not saying that like I'm quitting sonography entirely, because that could never, at least not for now. I don't plan on it. But it's certain circumstances that it made me feel like, dang, this is exhausting. And it made me feel like that real quick. I've been a registered sonographer for only about like 3 months now. And it's really, really dependent on the work you put on yourself and the environment you place yourself in. I'm just going to be touching on 3 things real quick, and it's basically going to be what burnout is, what happens when you're in it, or how to prevent it, and how to get out of it, basically. And like I said, no notes. I've never ever done a video without notes before, and we're just going to see how it is. So when I speak about burnout, I'm just going to be talking about work burnout in general, because it could touch on various different aspects, various different careers, even something as, I'm not going to say small, because I was going to say as small as retail, but retail is not small at all, let me tell you. So something as, I guess, insignificant sounding as retail, even though, trust me, it's not. Burnout can happen real fast if you're not careful. So what burnout is, basically, I didn't even search it up, but from what I got from it, is basically when you're overworking yourself so much and you're placing yourself in like the same thing every day, and you're not giving yourself a break. And it's just that, like, that exhaustion. I'm not even talking about like you're tired all the time. I'm talking about like deep within, mental, emotional, and physical exhaustion that you can't, it just seems to like be never ending. And you're just miserable all the time and you don't even want to keep going. I'm talking that kind of exhaustion. All right. I felt this exhaustion, this burnout, I want to say around October, beginning of November-ish. Right now we're at November 24th and I'm feeling better because I got myself out of the situation. Thank God. So this burnout, this exhaustion is something that you can't just shake from you. You can't just have a nap. I was having days where I would be coming home from work, and by the time I showered and everything, it was 6 p.m. I would go to sleep and not wake up until 6 a.m. the next morning when I had to get up and get ready for work. And I was still exhausted. It was crazy. I didn't have time for family. I had time for church because church is priority, and it still just wasn't even the same. I just didn't have time for anything other than work, and that's something you never want to, no matter how passionate you are in a career field, no job it's gonna be priority over yourself and your time with your family. Your work shouldn't be your life, no matter what it is, period. And that's something I had to learn the hard way. I'm not gonna talk about like where I was at, or I'm not gonna be trash talking no type of job, but it did take a toll on me a lot. It took a big toll on me, even so much so that people were thinking that I had anxiety, and I'm like, I've never been an anxious person in my life until I got here. So burnout can be a result of a really bad work environment, or even not even a bad one. It doesn't even have to be bad, but it could just be like the day-by-day experiences that you go through, any unorganized situation, any miscommunication that could affect you or affect your work and just make it a million times harder. And especially a big workload. Like, I'm talking big workload like I had. It doesn't even have to be a bad work environment that kind of gets you. It could just be something that you think that you can handle, and maybe right now you can't, and that's completely okay. One of the reasons why sonographers, I'm talking in general, but sonographers can get burned out pretty quickly is because straight out of school, we want to just kind of pile on work for ourselves because we're just so passionate about like what we're doing and what we're able to do, and like where we're finding job opportunities. We think, yeah, I can definitely handle a full-time and a PRN job and another per diem. And the fact of the matter is, you need to let yourself rest. Like, that's just, I'm just saying, you do. It's something that you have to be realistic with yourself about. Like, okay, what are my limits? Set these standards and these limits for yourself. What are my limits? And what is going to allow me the most time to be me and also help me be passionate about what I'm doing? Because you can't be passionate in what you're doing and you can't help others if you're not helping yourself. That's just facts. I got to the point where I was losing weight because I wasn't taking care of myself. I was between two jobs. I wasn't eating as much. I didn't have time to kind of reflect on my day. I was just like, okay, gotta do this patient, then this patient, then I gotta be on call, then I gotta do this. And what was I doing for me? Like, it even got to the point where I was supposed to be restudying for my OB registry, and I hadn't even had the time to do it, and I was set to retake it in October. So if it gets to the point where it's not letting you continue your education or do the things that you need to do, sorry, but it's just not. Sorry. I know there are people who can juggle these 2, 3, 4 jobs at a time, but that's because they know their limit, and it's probably because they've been doing it for a while. When you're in this kind of burnout, the best thing I can say right now is to drop some of your load. Being in burnout doesn't have to be a permanent thing, and dropping your load doesn't have to be a permanent thing either, but it's ultimately going to be what's best for you in the moment. I dropped my biggest load and the one that was taking the most toll on me. When you see that it starts getting on you mentally and affecting your health, drop it. I wasn't even sure if I was going to mention this, but I guess I'll mention it. I ended up in the ER because of the amount of, I guess, stress that this environment was putting me in. And it got to the point where my heart rate was going up to 140 beats per minute, real fast. And I wouldn't even be doing anything. I would just be sitting. Or the moment I stand up to go do a patient, my heart was just beating real fast. And I wasn't understanding it. And that's when somebody told me, you might have anxiety. And I'm like, anxiety? I don't think so. But I mean, it's still a possibility. I still have to get tested and stuff. If it gets to that point, drop it, because no job is ever worth your health. I don't care how much schooling you've been through. I don't care how much student debt you owe. I don't care if it's the only thing you can see yourself doing for the rest of your life. If you get burned out now, you're not doing it for the rest of your life. So Make sure you have those limits. This is kind of all over the place, but only because I didn't do notes. But I hope it's helping at least somebody that's feeling like no matter how hard they try, they're just always exhausted, or it's like the work never ends and they just want to do good for the company. I'm just gonna let you know now, you can do as great for a company as you want, but the minute you drop down because of this burnout, they moving on, and that's just the sad reality of it. I can't be that person that's like, no, just keep working, just keep trying, because it's true. You should work hard so that, you know, these companies and other people can see how important you are, how valuable you are. But if they're not reciprocating that effort or reciprocating that amount of value to you, then it's like, what's the point? At this place that I was at, I was very, very valuable, and they still didn't. I'm not even gonna say it because I'm not here to talk bad about no company. I'm here to warn and raise awareness about things that actually go on that no one really talks about. Sonography is amazing. Sonography is like, you're seeing inside people with sound. Do you know how crazy that is? You are the doctors and the radiologists' eyes and ears. Like, that's a pretty big deal. And if the radiologist's eyes and ears are feeling burned out or feel like they can't take care of themselves, then what does that mean for the patient or for the quality of care that they're going to be receiving? You know, it's always important, if you even start to feel a little exhausted, just take a break. No matter where you are, take a break. Even if it's like a 5-minute cry in the bathroom, that's your break. Take it. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It's nothing that you should feel weak, like, oh, I can't do this. I can't even do this one job. If you can't do it, oh well. You know, find something that you can do. You know how vast this career is and how much you can do in this career. You can even teach sonography if you wanted to. You know, you don't have to do a full-time clocking abdomens, clocking thyroids, clocking pelvics every 30, 45 minutes. You don't have to be doing that. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But if it's not going to benefit you, especially in your health, don't do it. I'm just saying. I think that's everything I wanted to touch on. I'm sorry it was like all over the place. It was just something that I had to get out there and I had to raise awareness of. And it's definitely something that I hope helps somebody, because I wish that there was a video like this for me when I was going through what I was going through. But y'all, I'm okay now. I'm good. I'm chilling. And I couldn't be happier with the job I'm in now. I ended up keeping one of my jobs, and it was a job that I did my clinicals at. So like, I love the place since I started, and that's something that I feel like I deserve, and that's something that patients deserve. If I'm feeling happy and passionate, then they can be confident that I will be giving them the patient care that they deserve. I hope this video helps somebody out. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, you know, do all that spiel. I still don't have an outro, so I'll just see you guys later. Bye.